alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
What is your good name?
My name is Saad.
So I had three questions to do with you. Would you like to answer that?
Yes, sure.
So my first question is that in what ways do cultural norms and tradition impact the way people interact with their relatives?
Personally, I have never been a cultural person living up in a city, but I think to connect families, cultural events, cultural upbringings, and cultural norms are very important. They help us to connect on some level, if not any other. Since families are so disconnected these days, I think cultural norms and any cultural event could help connect two different families, connect cousin, uncles, any family. So yeah.
Okay, so my next question is that what are some common family dynamics that can arise between relatives?
Common family dynamics. Could you explain a bit?
Dynamics like situation that are different from families to families.
Ah, well, every family is different. Obviously, the upbringing of the younger generation, the mindset of the older generation. But I guess sometimes dynamics don't play such an important role in connecting two families. Some people just need a connection, and since family do play a very important role in how you shape yourself as a personality, as a character, I think that dynamics are not very important.
Okay, so my last question is that how do you balance your relationship with your family of origin and your chosen family or friends? How do you balance them?
I think as people move away, as distance increases, with friends especially, I guess just staying in contact. And with family, it's more of the same. Even if you don't like them or you don't connect on some level, I guess forcing connections sometimes can make it a habit, and it can allow us to keep in contact, keep us connected with our families.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Walaikum salam.
Your name?
My name is Muhammad Asim.
I can ask you question.
Yes, you can ask.
My first question is: have any of your relative had a significant importance in our personal or professional develop? If you and how?
Yes, I have one person who is very close to me, and his name is Mr. Ghulam Mahyuddin. He is my elder brother. His working in my personal development is much more important.
Okay, fine. My second question: what role do you relative play an important life event such as wedding, graduation, or birth?
Relatives plays very important in such type of functions like wedding, because in our wedding, most of people are relative, and some of them are friends. So if you don't invite your relative in weddings, so such type of weddings is very not very enjoyable. So that's why relative plays very important in that functions.
And my last question is: what are some common? Have any or ever two heart set bone rise? What relative, and if so, how did you approach that situation?
Can you please repeat the question?
Okay. Have you ever had to set bond rise when relatives, and if so, how did you approach that situation?
Sorry, I am unable to understand your question. If you have any other question, please.
In what way do current mm, more of traditional impact to way people internet with their relative?
Oh yes, internet plays very important role for in the communication with relatives. As you know, we are using such type of app like Facebook and other things. Using the internet or these apps, we communicate with relatives in any time, any place. So it creates no boundaries with relatives.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum everyone, my name is Farhan Mustafa Khan and I'm a student of Zabist. I've recently graduated and I'm here for an interview. So Manan, what were your questions?
Okay, so the first question is, how do you perceive the concept of family and its significance in your life?
Okay, so family is perceived as something bonded by blood, like your father, your mother, your brothers, your cousins, your grandfather, your grandmother, etc., etc. But I don't perceive it something like that. I think family is something more than blood. Family gives you a purpose of life, it helps you in growth, provides you with mutual support, financial support, and it's a key term in one's growthness and everything that they require in life.
So, do you count your relatives as your
No,
family?
I don't, because my experiences and my family's experiences with my relatives have been really bad. So I think I consider my friends superior to my relatives actually.
Right. Okay, so the second question is, do you believe that the blood relations are the only defining factors of being relatives? Why or why not?
Okay, so while answering this, many perspectives come into play. But for me personally, I think blood relations may not come into play because, for example, if you're on bad terms with your relatives are considered your first cousins are considered to be your blood relations, right? So if you're not on good terms with them, obviously you don't have the bond with them. So for me personally, if someone is giving me love, someone is giving me their time, someone is giving me the care and their emotional support, I consider them as a family member. So it's not necessarily that I consider my blood relatives superior to my friends. I have some friends, like 2 or 3 friends that I consider as a family member. We share experiences like throughout the day, and yes, that's it.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you the last question. What is your relationship with your closest relative and how do you maintain that relationship?
Okay, my closest relationship with my relative is you, Manan, and Manan is actually my khala's son. He's my aunt's son, and we don't really maintain the relationship. It's kind of spontaneous and it's very automatic. We've done our schooling together, like 10 years of schooling together, and we've done our college years together, and now we go to different universities, but it's like approximately 5 minutes of distance between the universities. I graduated from Zabist, and Manan is in Iqra University. He actually took the admission late, so I was a little faster than him. But he lives like 10 minutes across my house. He lives in Berry and I live in Jinnah Garden, so it's approximately a distance of around 5 to 6 kilometers only. We see each other every day, and that's how we maintain this relationship. That's it.
What is the importance of your relatives in your life, in your personal life, and in your professional life?
Well, different relatives play a different role in your life. First of all, your parents, they play a different role from bringing you up to educating you, sending you to the good institutions. And then your brothers, your siblings, they play a very different role in comparison to your parents. They help you out sometimes.
Role do they play in your lives?
Well, I don't have a relationship at this time, but the relationships that I got, that wasn't a choice for me. Like parents, siblings, and I have a good relation with them.
Check. And another question is that can you tell us an incident about your relationships with your families that they play in your professional life, about from praising you or any kind of situations that you are in?
Well, family can support you in the multiple ways. Like if you have an elder brother or sister who is kind of professional, he can help you out in choosing your area of specialization you are gonna pursue. Well, if he's in the field, he can also help you get a job internship. So that's it, I guess.
Thank you.